but I'm ready to face my discomfort. And I know that it's always weird, but I know that uncomfortable situations make you grow. So I'm ready to get uncomfortable. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany with Bits of Brit Leveling Up. I try to post new videos every week about my journey with my physical, mental, financial, or spiritual health. Today's video is going to be a touch on a sensitive, uncomfortable subject: food and binge eating and unhealthy habits. So it is one of those uncomfortable situations for me personally because I have had a very unusual relationship with food. I've definitely gone through multiple disordered eating habits throughout my life, and at one point did have an eating disorder, and I do think that is part of the reason why I have crowns on my teeth, because I did throw up, and I know that stomach acid does contribute to corrosion, and I did do that for about a year. And so that's a very long time to have that on your teeth. And then because I didn't eat enough and then I was having anxiety issues, throwing up became a habit of mine that isn't healthy. And I still, when I have really bad anxiety, I still do throw up. And I'm not sure if my gag reflex is so bad now because of those habits that I had, but who knows? No one's gonna know. But I'm ready to face my discomfort. And I know that it's always weird, but I know that uncomfortable situations make you grow. So I'm ready to get uncomfortable. I am wearing my ugly comfy sweater because, it's an uncomfortable situation. But I do believe that my disordered eating habits are partially hereditary, and my uneducating eating habits are definitely hereditary. Or not hereditary, I did get it from my previous generations. But I did start trying to break the cycle when I was in middle school and high school, when I did start learning things. So multiple times throughout my life, I did try to be a vegetarian. At one point, I did play around with being vegan, whole food, plant-based, and I still really would like to be whole food, plant-based. I did recently just start reading The Starch Solution, which I'm not very far. Well, wrong way. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm, while reading this book, and I have been working on myself for quite some time now, and so I'm starting to hit these epiphany moments, and thank goodness I just recently joined therapy. Yay, me, toot toot. I think it's been about 4 weeks now, so I haven't really touched base about food, but I did make this channel to be still a therapeutic outlet, so I'm excited to be able to still express myself and kind of pass on the things that I learn. And by no means at all am I giving any advice, so please don't think I am. I am just telling you my experiences and what I'm hoping to learn, and my new train of thought on food, health, and where I hope to go with it. So one thing that I feel like was the most epiphany moment for me was when I realized that my disordered eating, my binge eating, my unhealthy habits, and all of those different things towards food are all unhealthy, and that I did start learning them partially out of being able to control things, because that was one of the only things that I was really able to control for a very long time, aside from me not having a very high emotional intelligence. I don't know if that's really a thing. I feel like I heard that on a video or two, and I feel like I'm just sticking with it now. So if I'm wrong, sorry, I might sound stupid. But I feel like my emotional intelligence is very low sometimes because I'm not sure how to deal with my emotions or my feelings. So I will cope with food or no food. I mentioned me going through a disordered eating time throughout my life, and in my head I would always tell myself that I was not worthy of having the food, or that I don't deserve to have the good things, or just little things like that. And I always knew that those tendencies were bad, and I was like, okay, well, at least those are the only bad habits that I had, not realizing that my whole entire outlook on food was not healthy. So my new goal and hope and outlook is, because I am going through therapy now, yay, 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 I'm hoping to be able to learn some coping mechanisms to be able to start focusing on a healthy emotional coping skill instead of having food be there, because before I met my husband, I guess I didn't feel worthy, and I don't know, but I always had a bad relationship with food where I didn't eat for long periods of time, and then I would binge on food. And sometimes the binges I would always purge. I have not done that in quite a few years. I'm going to say 7+ years. So toot toot again, girl, toot toot. So I did break that unhealthy habit, but I still do the binge eating now to where I'm completely gorging myself. Actually, that's kind of a fib. I've been stepping back from that and realizing when I'm full and before I get to that uncomfortable point. So again, toot toot. That's kind of annoying. Should I do pats? Maybe I'll do pats. Pat. So I've always kind of gone the route of being whole food plant-based, like I did mention. When I was a kid, I tried to do vegetarian, and I kind of used that as a ploy for me not to be able to eat, or a mask for me not eating, and I acknowledged that and moved past that. But I still feel like I started to get that disordered eating thought in my head probably last year when I was going through my healthy kick, and I'm still on my healthy kick because I'm eating the food. Just because I'm not dropping weight super quick and not working out every day does not mean I'm not healthy. So I just want to get that clear, because I need to pat, toot toot, whatever it is I need to do to realize that I am working hard, and just because I'm not seeing fast progress doesn't mean that it's not happening underneath. Because obviously, feeling a little bit of self-love lately. But anyways, so instead of having that unhealthy coping skill, I'm realizing that I want to treat food as fuel. Like, I know I've said it quite a few times, but I'm actually educating myself more and understanding, like with the starch solution. I mean, I'm not going to stop at the starch solution. I'm going to read more into whole food plant-based, but I'm starting there because I love potatoes. I don't know if I said that or not, but I love potatoes. I love potatoes. And I feel like this is something that is sustainable for me, because I know that fuel is in the fruits and vegetables and the vitamins that we get from them and the nutrients. So my whole entire thing for the last, I think, since the beginning of the year, I've been trying to incorporate more vegetables. So I've been trying to make half of my plate half veggies, and I did start that last year, but I kind of did that more of like a disordered eating thought. But this time I'm doing it as more of my body needs these vitamins and nutrients in there to become a healthier, happy me, instead of thinking, oh, well, I'm just going to go ahead and eat that because it's lower calorie. And so that I do believe is another toot toot. I know this is all information that has been out there for a really long time, and it has been very difficult for me to grasp and understand. But I guess when you're struggling with your mental health, or when you're struggling, period, and you're not ready to hear the things that people want to tell you, or if you're like an addiction or any of those things, oh my gosh, I just remembered. I think about 6 months ago, I told Jimmy, my husband, that I thought I was addicted to food, because I was going downstairs and like half asleep. Like, I wouldn't really remember walking down the stairs, but I would remember waking up downstairs, like getting my food and still coming upstairs and eating it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm addicted to food. I feel like I don't understand how I can't stop. And so I don't know what epiphany moment I had to make me realize that I needed to stop. I'm not quite sure, but that's kind of an interesting look back on. Anyways, my point is, I am not going to be hard on myself anymore. I'm going to accept the things that are happening, and I'm going to deal with them the way I should emotionally, instead of eating my food or my emotions. And so I'm not necessarily going to restrict myself, but I am definitely going to be trying the whole food plant-based. But if I want some bacon, I'm going to eat some bacon. If I'm craving a steak, I'm going to eat a steak. I'm still going to try to use as less oil as possible. I love cheese. I'm probably never going to be able to give up cheese. I'm not sure if I'll switch over to plant-based eventually, but I'm still staying with my dairy cheese. So if I'm out of the day, if I'm 90% plant-based, I feel like that's a successful day, because I've ate all those vegetables and all those nutrients. I know that the calorie intake could be I don't want to say outrageous because I have no idea depending on what day it's going to be like, but I'm not going to be bad or harp on myself. I'm going to continue to go through therapy. I'm going to continue to meditate. I'm going to continue to stretch and do my small workouts that I can see the growth. Like, I'm excited to be able to see when I am able to increase my weight, or not my actual like body weight, but like my lift weight. Because I would like to be able to increase the weights that I'm lifting, or if I'm wanting to run a mile or half a mile, like, just I want to be able to challenge myself that way instead of just be solely focused on the weight. Like, yeah, I am going to kind of weigh myself maybe once a month, or do my measurements maybe once a month, or depending on that, just so I can kind of see where things are still. I mean, there's just small things that I'm noticing, like my December declutter video, I can see just a small difference in my face shape already. And so since December, I have been, like I mentioned, reincorporating all my veggies and all the fun, delicious foods. I recently bought the jar garlic, and so I've been putting so much garlic in my food, and it's so good. So I'm excited to continue to kind of explore and go those routes. Like I mentioned, I haven't even really got too far into the starch solution, but I do watch a lot of slim on starch and high carb Hannah kind of videos, or whatever they're called. And back about 2 years ago, I really wanted to get into this, but I wasn't in the right headspace. So when I did it, it was a very unhealthy habit. So I'm excited to see the difference in how I'm able to do things. Like, I know 100% my face is a lot clearer when I'm drinking my water, eating my healthy foods, or not even healthy foods, my plant foods, or my whole foods. I don't know. I feel like I keep messing that up, but I'm excited to try that. And I still do want to try like small workout challenges like I mentioned, but not necessarily programs, because I feel like when I do programs, I start to develop that, I don't want to call it disordered thought, but I literally, like, I have to do the workout. I have to maintain whatever kind of diet they're maintaining. I want the best results. So it gets in my head and it makes it not be functionable for me to be able to do. So I'm not going to be doing an actual program. If I do decide to do like one of the Beachbody programs, I am going to do it on my own time and how I want to be able to do it. And I'm still going to incorporate my staple workouts that I've chose to do. But who knows, like, I might change this up in the future. I'm not going to restrict myself to certain things. I'm going to be open and accepting and realize that it's okay. I understand that not everybody goes through an issue with binge eating, but I know that it is a lot more common than I used to think it was. Like, it used to be embarrassing to me to say that kind of stuff out loud, and the more I talk about it, the easier it is, and the easier it is for me to accept the fact that I am that way. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling on in this video now, so I feel like I should probably end it here because I've hit the key points that I wanted to. Not in the way I wanted to, but I feel like I hit the key points I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And thank you for watching my video. I might make another video after I read the starch solution and kind of read more into the whole food plant-based to see if that's going to be the ultimate route I go, which I'm 99% sure it's going to be. But like I mentioned, it's not going to be 100%. It's going to probably be like 75 to 90. We'll go with 75 to 90. But I thank you so much for being here and watching this video. I know some of my videos are very unusual and unorthodox, but a lot of the time, like I mentioned, they're my therapeutic outlet. So thanks for being here for my therapeutic outlet. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you are interested in watching my videos when they do first pop up, hit that little bell notification so you can be notified of when I post. I do appreciate it, and I hope that you have a great day.